I spent a year working as a maintenance man on base. When the colonel tried to humiliate me in front of the brass, I stood up and revealed my real stars. The job came up suddenly. Base maintenance crew needed someone who understood electrical systems, and my supervisor, Devin, said I was perfect for it. Simple work, he said. Fix lights, unclog drains, basic repairs around Fort Harrison. I'd been in the Army for 15 years, so manual labor wasn't new to me. But something felt off from day one. The way officers looked at me when I walked past, like they recognized me but couldn't place where from. How conversations would stop when I entered a room to fix a broken outlet. The base commander, Colonel Grant, treated me like I was invisible most days. But occasionally, I'd catch him staring at me during morning briefings, this weird expression on his face like he was trying to solve a puzzle. When I'd nod respectfully, he'd just turn away without acknowledging me. Other maintenance guys were friendly enough, but they kept asking strange questions about my background. Why was I so good with complex electrical systems? How did I know so much about base security protocols? When Marcus the plumber asked where I'd learned to read classified equipment manuals, I realized I'd been making mistakes. I was acting too knowledgeable, showing skills that a regular maintenance worker wouldn't have, so I started playing dumber, asking basic questions, pretending to struggle with simple tasks. But the weird looks from officers continued. 3 months in, I overheard Colonel Grant on a phone call in his office while I was fixing the heater. He was talking to someone at the Pentagon, mentioning concerns about personnel assignments and background checks. He said something about needing to verify everyone's identity more carefully. Then he saw me through the doorway and immediately ended the call. The way his face changed, like he'd been caught discussing something he shouldn't have, made my stomach drop. After that, I noticed I was being watched. Not obviously, but I'd catch the same MPs checking my work area multiple times a day. My access badge started getting extra scrutiny at checkpoints. Security cameras seemed to track my movements more closely than before. But the strangest thing was how some of the senior staff treated me. Last month, I was repairing lights in the officers' club when General Pierce walked in with 2 other high-ranking officials I didn't recognize. They were deep in conversation about some classified operation. When they saw me, everyone went quiet, but instead of asking me to leave like you'd expect, General Pierce actually nodded at me, not a dismissive nod, but the kind of respectful acknowledgement you'd give an equal. Then he continued the conversation like I wasn't there. Yesterday, everything came to a head during the monthly inspection. Colonel Grant was showing off to some visiting officials from Washington, pointing out various improvements he'd made to base operations. When they passed by where I was working on a broken air conditioning unit, he decided to make me part of his presentation. "This is the kind of quality personnel we have maintaining our facilities," he announced loudly. "Just your average enlisted man doing honest work." He started questioning me about my maintenance experience, clearly trying to demonstrate his authority to the visiting brass. Asked me to explain basic electrical concepts like I was some kind of trained monkey performing for their entertainment. The visiting officials looked uncomfortable, but Colonel Grant kept pushing, asking more condescending questions about my background and qualifications. He was enjoying himself, using me as an example of the simple, hard-working soldiers under his command. That's when I finally stood up, set down my tools, and told him exactly who I really was.